Why did Kanye just storm out of a podcast? The rapper walked out of an interview on Monday after he was asked to defend anti-Semitic remarks that he had previously made. He went on a live-streamed episode of Tim Pool's Timcast podcast alongside two extremely controversial figures, white nationalist Nick Fuentes and right-wing extremist Milo Yiannopoulos, who is also his campaign advisor for his 2024 presidential bid. Within the first 10 minutes of the podcast, in a rambling rant, Kanye compared himself to Martin Luther King, saying, "I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I found out I'm more MLK. I'm getting hosed down every day by the press, and financially. I found out that they tried to put me in jail." In response, Tim said, "I think they've been extremely unfair to you." And then Kanye challenged him, saying, "Who is they though? We can't say who they is, can we?" Tim seemed slightly confused and just said, "The press. I don't use the word the way I guess you guys use it." This prompted an outburst from Nick, who placed an uncomfortable emphasis on the word they. At this point, Kanye seemed to notice that Tim was not going to entertain his conspiracy theories, and he clearly didn't want to hear another perspective that doesn't align with his own. So as Tim was trying to explain what he meant by the word they, Kanye and his groupies stood up and stormed out of the room. To give you some background, Nick's YouTube channel was permanently suspended in early 2020 for violating the platform's hate speech policy. The 24-year-old attended the racist Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville in 2017 and the Stop the Steal rally on January the 6th that led to the Capitol riots. Nick also produces the America First podcast, which he has used to build a large following, especially for his blatant anti-Semitism. As for Milo, the former writer at the right-wing website Breitbart is known for his hateful stances on feminism and religion, and of course he's also known to be associated with several known anti-Semitic figures. Milo has been permanently banned from Twitter since 2016 after a series of controversial posts, and he's also been banned from traveling to Australia after his comments about the 2019 massacre in New Zealand. And those are the two people that Kanye has chosen to help him with his presidential campaign. Later on during the podcast, a producer comes in and says that the three of them all left in a car together, and apparently Kanye told producers that he wasn't angry with Tim, but he just had an issue with being cut off. During the show, Ye also brought up his controversial dinner meeting with Donald Trump last week. Basically, just 2 days before Thanksgiving, he planned to have a private dinner with his old friend, the former president. The two had arranged to meet on Tuesday night at the Mar-a-Lago Club in Florida after weeks of private phone conversations. But Trump was in for a shock when Kanye arrived with three guests: Nick Fuentes, Trump's former campaign advisor Karen Giorno, and a man later identified as a parent of a student at Donda Academy. Apparently though, the dinner was not exactly the happy photo op that the former president had planned. The event was a complete disaster for several reasons. First, Kanye went into attack mode and criticized Trump for not doing enough to help pay the legal bills of those that were arrested in the Capitol riots. Then he said that he's going to run for president against him and suggested that Trump should be his running mate instead. In response, Trump attacked his ex-wife Kim Kardashian, and the situation just escalated from there. Not only that, but apparently he had no idea who Nick Fuentes was or his background when they dined together, so it was something of an ambush. When the news of the dinner started to spread, he received an avalanche of criticism for meeting with a controversial YouTuber. Several Republicans, including former Vice President Mike Pence, condemned the dinner and called on Trump to apologize. According to one confidant who spoke to NBC News, Trump was fuming afterwards that Ye had betrayed him and said, "He tried to F me, he's crazy, he can't beat me." Apparently he was totally blindsided and believes it was all a setup. To top it all off, Milo actually admitted to NBC News that he was the architect of the plan to have Nick travel with Kanye in the hopes of slipping him into the dinner with Trump. He said that he arranged the dinner just to make Trump's life miserable because he knew that the news of the dinner would leak and Trump would mishandle it. Milo also said that he wanted to send a message that he had systematically neglected and ignored the people who love him the most and the people who put him in office. In an attempt at some kind of damage control, the former president then issued 3 statements on Truth Social, admitting that he had no knowledge of Nick's identity prior to and during the dinner. He also said that he's going to implement new vetting procedures to ensure that a similar incident does not happen in the future. So do you think Trump was really tricked into the meeting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.